It's the Motley Crue album that shocked the world, 1994's self-titled release with its brand new sound and brand new voice in John Corabi. Fans were divided, critics were stunned, and the label pulled the plug. But for some, including rock critic Chris Aiken, it was a game changer. In his latest book, Chris Aiken takes you on a journey through this polarizing album, sharing his personal experiences and the impact it had on the rock scene. Love it or hate it, you can't ignore it. Get your copy now at chrisaiken.net or on Amazon.
Hey, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Bishop from Crowbot.
And you're watching CMS TV.
Monday, right? It is Monday, right?
It is Monday.
Unexpected week off last week.
Yes.
Everybody feeling better? I was feeling
good.
shitty, and I think you were feeling shitty. It was like a going around kind of thing.
Yeah, I had that flu, and I was kind of laid out for a few days, but yeah, I'm good now. All good.
Oh, good. I'm in a mood today. So hopefully we got a lot to talk about. We'll talk about the Browns a little bit. You say you got some clips and shit lined up, so we're gonna get into that. And I was gonna not swear today, and I just slipped. I just said shit because, like, for whatever reason, just flies out of my mouth.
Well, why were you gonna not swear?
I don't know. I decided to maybe take a new approach.
What, of being somebody you're not?
Well, I don't swear when I'm on the air at work, so why would I?
That sucks.
Maybe I should watch myself, but I'm not going to watch it that much. But I'm going to watch a little. I'm not going to try on purpose to make every word come out of my mouth be the F word or something like that. If it flows, then I'll do it. So I'm in a pissed off fucking mood today, though, man.
Okay.
That just kind of flew out. It was like fluid. I've just had one of those past couple of days where I'm just irritated with a lot of stuff. Like today, my daughter got this call from the driving school, and they said, "Hey, we have an opening." It would be her first driving lesson ever.
Okay.
Because she's got to do so many hours, whatever, to get her license and all this kind of junk.
Sure.
I just paid $500 to get this done, right?
Right.
And most of the appointments aren't until middle of or end of October.
Okay.
Because that's how packed they are with people wanting to take these lessons. So they call today and say, "Hey, we got an opening today. does your daughter want to do it? I said, hell yeah, sign her up. Let's go.
Right.
And it's her first one. A guy comes to pick her up, and she says, all right, Dad, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay. Not even 3 minutes later, she's back inside the house.
Why?
I said, well, what the hell happened? And she's in tears.
Okay.
Well, apparently this driving instructor was rude on top of everything and said, get behind the wheel and drive. And she's like, well, I don't know how to. This is my first lesson. Well, then I'm not taking you anywhere.
What
I told
the
her to
hell?
go back inside the house and canceled the entire thing.
How's she supposed to get
Well,
the training?
they
Is
were
it
like,
supposed to
well,
be you now?
They're like, well, you're supposed to take her out to parking lot and take her and get her experience on the road and everything before we do the driving lesson. I said, well, wait a second. I'm paying you for the driving lesson.
Yeah, how much of that money you giving me back, asshole?
Like $500 of my money is going to teach her how to drive. And then on top of that, nobody ever said that we had to give her a lesson beforehand. Look, she wanted to be comfortable driving with an instructor who showed her exactly what she's doing in a
Right.
parking lot or wherever it is. I remember when I did it, it was in a parking lot to start, and then we went to side roads around the house. It wasn't down Route fucking 82 close to rush hour.
Right. Well, all right, this is going to sound callous, but so be it. How about the fact that maybe, just maybe, you can't really teach her as well as he can what to do with her feet?
Well, that's true, too.
You know, shit.
I hate to tell her, or the driving instructor, there's only one person in this car or in this house that has a car that she could actually drive. And, oh, by the way, we work like 2-3 jobs apiece around this house. So it's not exactly convenient at all times to be driving all over the place or getting her together with us to be able to go out to a parking lot somewhere.
Right.
So $500 later, she gets left at the fucking front door of our house for her first driving lesson. That was nice.
Yeah, that's good.
So
Does
then I
she
had
at
to
least
call.
get credit for it so that it's like...
No. Now they're going to call me tomorrow and reschedule, all of her lessons so she's not with
for
this
late
guy.
October in the
For
snow.
late October. If we're lucky. So, most likely she's going to end up going to, she'll get it after the first of the year.
Right.
And from what I understand, if you're 18 or over, you don't have to take these driving lesson things.
Sure.
So she turned fucking 18 in January, the freaking second day of January. I might as well just cancel all the lessons, wait till she's 18, and take her out to the damn parking lot myself.
Yeah. I mean, if you, especially if you can get your money back, hell yes.
Give me my money back.
I mean, it's only 3 months, dude. It's 90 days. Why not?
Well, she waited this long. Wait another 90 days.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a highway robbery what they're doing to you to begin with. What's up, Rick?
Well, they sort of do that in every field these days, don't they?
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to charge me $500 and then say you're not going to teach her how to drive because she hasn't learned already? If she learned already, what the fuck do I need you for?
Right.
Sorry, it just flowed. The swearing thing. It's not working.
Hey, you don't
out
have to apologize to me. I'm not pretending that I'm not going to swear. I just haven't yet. You'll never hear me say, well, I'm not going to swear. That's never going to happen.
Just got a friend request from a very hot chick. I'm assuming it's completely legit.
I'm sure.
But and she's single.
Inch dick in between the legs.
She's single. I can't believe it.
I'll bet.
And she has a website attached to her Facebook page. Well, I'm sure she wants to be my friend.
Sure she does.
So that was irritating. Then I found out that a friend of, and I guess parents of the friend, whatever, told my daughter that she's got to go to a good school because they don't want her to end up like me and my wife.
Oh, that's good. That's nice.
Isn't that nice to hear? That's pleasant to hear. I know that, I've had some shitty days in my life, and I know that I don't exactly make $1 billion a year, but I've worked really hard at my craft and what I do for a living for 25 fucking years. And my wife works really hard at what she does. Now, we're not professionals. We don't make $100,000 a year. We don't make $200,000 a year. I'm sorry. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. And, but I have busted my ass. And I think become fairly successful, at least fairly known in this town for what I have done.
Sure.
And I continue to do it after going to school for it for over 2 decades. And to have somebody say that they hope that my daughter doesn't turn out like me and my wife is rather upsetting to me.
Dude,
So
clout chasers are just cunts. And I don't know who this person is or whatever, but I've been through it myself. Like I I went through with my ex. She had a phase where she wanted me to dump all my friends. Once I started doing better, once I graduated from making 28 grand a year to making like 75 grand a year, because it was a big jump like that too. It was like I was like struggling. Then I found the right job that was just paying me a big raise, man. It was the raise level, I think, was like 43,000 from job to job, from one job. Went from 32,000 to 75,000 or whatever it was, whatever the math is for that. And immediately my ex was like, you need to have different friends. You need to have friends more in line with your stat, with my status. And I was like, I don't want friends in my status. My status was comfortable at 30 grand a year. Those are the people I like, the dirtbags that are, everybody's digging through their couch to buy a pizza.
Yeah.
That's my life. I don't need, and I tried. I made a friend with one of the kids' friends' fathers at the school that was a vice president of something Rockwell. I couldn't have been more miserable hanging out with this fucking guy.
Right.
It was awful.
I'm not saying I'm the most successful person. In fact, I've struggled quite a bit over the past bunch of years. I have. And, a lot of it is because of stupid decisions. Some of it is because of stupid decisions anyways. And I haven't been as successful in my career as I'd like to be. I wouldn't say that. Like I've seen a lot of people go in and out of that broadcasting school, and that makes shit out of themselves.
Sure.
And so for me to be able to stay in one city and do it for over 2 decades, to me, is admirable. And I've gotten to do a lot of cool things, gotten to meet a lot of cool people, and sometimes, it's been tougher to pay bills than others. And, I do work extra jobs now because I want to be more comfortable and live a better lifestyle than I was leading. But I obviously made an impression on somebody because I was given a fucking house. And I think, I made an impression on some people considering the outpouring of support that I got when I was sick and lost my leg. And so, I consider that a very successful life for myself. And to have somebody shit on me isn't exactly, something I needed to hear.
No, but you can't let cunts bother you, dude. You just keep them out of your life.
I know.
It's just another person should be kept at arm's length.
It's just, it's tough to hear when, people think that of you. And because, you don't know what people are saying behind your back, and that sucks.
But you know what, dude? You know who you are.
You can't.
But you know who you are, so really what anybody says doesn't really fucking matter.
You certainly don't say anything about my poor wife, dude. My wife has busted her ass and does on a day-to-day basis. Has always worked hard. Her entire life, she's a hard worker. She's always been somebody that busts her ass and try to make herself better and everything else. I mean, you want to talk shit about me, talk shit about me. You can call me a fat loser all you want. In fact, I got called that again on Facebook the other day. And whatever. It doesn't bother me all that much. But you're going to leave my wife out of your fucking mouth. To quote Will Smith there.
Yeah, I was going to say. I'm going to see you up on a stage smacking this cunt.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's just, it's been one of those kind of couple of days where you're just sitting there going, why are people so fucking irritating? This guy, Elmer Pintar, right? So he was on, if you look up his Twitter account, he's got like 4 different Twitter accounts. Okay. So I don't know what the hell this guy is, but he describes himself as a fucking activist, whatever. And so that means loser.
Right.
And he's like, almost 70 years old. And he's out there, talking shit about, Republicans and, saying Kamala Harris is the best thing ever. And, but yeah, he's got literally like 4 X accounts. So he made a post on somebody's Facebook about J.D. Vance says, school shootings are a fact of life and all this kind of stuff, which is a lie. He took it completely out of the context and just ran his mouth. And this guy, we need to ban all weapons, all assault weapons, blah, 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 blah. And so, I made a comment. Next thing you know, he's fucking calling me all the kind of names, saying I shouldn't be working in the media. Then he blocks me from the thread that was going on and then blocked me from his profile. I don't know why. I wasn't friends with him. And then proceeded to send me a Facebook private message, right?
Okay.
Going, you're nothing but a fat loser, fatso. Fuck you, asshole. Well, one, it was real creative calling me fat. because I've never heard that before. And I don't know, 40 years of me being overweight.
Yeah.
Way to go, guy! You noticed.
Yeah.
And so after he says these things to me, and I begin to type back to him, and I wasn't going to say anything. Well, I was going to say something mean, but I couldn't respond to him because he then blocked me from that. I couldn't do anything. So he had his last.
Well, he
word,
showed you. He
showed
showed
me.
you.
He really got Elmer Pintar. Look him up on X. Look him up.
I
on
see him with
Facebook.
his 116 followers. Wow.
Yeah. Well, among how many different accounts? I mean, they're all over the place.
Don't you have to have a following to be an activist? That's like yelling in an empty parking lot. Does that really make your point known?
Right. I mean, like, he falls in the woods. I mean, like, this guy's a fucking moron. And I don't. Again,
it's like Paulie Walnuts from The Sopranos.
Right, a little bit. But
Yeah,
I mean, you want to
this
call
dick.
me names and call me fat, which again, at least be a little creative. If you're going to make fun of me, you can find numerous things to say to make fun of me. God knows the people that think my daughter should do better than me, make fun of me all the time behind my back.
Here's my question, though. How do you even know of this fucking dick?
Because my daughter told me about it.
But why would you follow this dickhead?
Oh, you're talking about Elmer Pintar?
Yes.
Oh, because he was the one on the thread that somebody I am friends with was talking about the school shooting, and he made his voice be known. And so then I couldn't comment on the thread anymore. So at least with him, so I responded at the bottom of the thread saying, "Hey, look, I really think it's fantastic that people could just message me privately and call me names and in a somewhat threatening way, and then get away with it. Whatever happened to having a discussion? And if you're going to run away like a coward, then don't have a discussion with me. Don't call me names unless you're
But he's a
prepared to take it
lefty.
back.
Why do you expect him not to be a coward? He's a fucking lefty.
Right. Because all lefties are pathetic losers. I mean, that's what it comes down to. They're pathetic. They're losers. And they don't understand how to even have a discussion. I don't even care if you have a heated discussion. Have a heated discussion with me. But their response all the time is to call you names and say, I'm not talking to you about this, and then run away like a coward.
Yeah, you racist, homophobe, fat fuck.
Right. Now I'm going to block you so you can't say anything mean to me.
I'm going to teach you by blocking you from my big Twitter following of 116 people.
Right.
I'll show you, asshole.
I made fun of you, so now I'm going to block you because you are mean to me.
Yeah, this guy, I'm just scrolling his fucking list a little bit. Yeah, he seems like a douche nozzle.
He is. It's I don't care about you having a differing opinion than me. In fact, I love to have the argument. Matthew is one of those people. Matthew presents himself. Well, and he listens to this show. I've been blocked by this show before. Yeah, but we accepted you back, and I accepted you as a friend.
See, this is me and you are different. When they bug me, I just block them, and I don't give a fuck.
See, I don't mind a heated conversation.
I don't care what Matthew has to say. His point's never going to mean anything to me, and it's never going to change my mind. So I'm not going to give him any energy.
Like it may not change. It may not change my mind, and it may not. But I think on a show like this, discourse and conversation, it can go in different directions. He may put something up that leads me into a different topic, or leads you into a different topic. Something that he says may, spark a conversation, which is fine. And I like a heated conversation. But when you call me names like fat, stupid, asshole, and then you immediately block me and I can't respond to you, I mean, what am I supposed to do with that? I mean, that's just being a loser. Yeah. At least Matthew has the balls to come into the show, take the heat, and then, have a conversation. We may not like it.
Yeah, I don't have a real problem with him.
Today.
I don't really have a problem with him.
I disagree with everything he says, but I'm willing to sit here and put up his text. See?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with him.
There are shows out there like that I do listen to because I don't agree with what they're saying. Now, I can't watch CNN that likes to try to present facts that aren't facts, just to give me a different point of view. No, but I'll listen to some radio shows that I don't necessarily agree with.
Sure.
To hear what the other side thinks or the other side is saying. There's one show in particular I can't listen to on MMS in the afternoons. I won't say the name, Alan Cox, but I can't, like, I turned that show off for 10 minutes. And the thing is, I really like Alan as a person. I think he's like a really nice guy. Yeah. I don't have anything bad to say about him. I've talked to him numerous times in the hallways. Thought he was really a good dude and everything. But I can't listen to him just because I am so polar opposite of everything that he believes that it just frustrates the shit out of me listening to it.
Yeah, I have no opinion of Alan Cox. I think I've listened maybe 20 minutes in the, what's he been on in Cleveland now, 15 years or whatever?
Right.
And I think I've listened maybe 10 minutes, maybe 15. It's just not to me. It was Rover Light, and I didn't like Rover Regular, so.
I don't, so I listen to stuff that I find interesting regardless of what it has to say, but it has to be somewhat interesting. I mean, CNN is such a bore. And then that morning Joe with Scarborough and whatever her name is, I don't even know her name. Could be the most boring, insane thing I've ever seen in my life. They talk about bias on the right, and yet they're the most biased people you've ever seen talk on TV. How can you criticize something that you are?
Who was more boring? These guys today, pick one, or Imus at the end of his career, Imus?
Imus is pretty fucking boring.
Imus was boring. Oh, my God. He was a bore.
I started listening to, I don't know why I started doing this the other night. I was bored laying in bed, and I needed something to listen to. And I decided I was going to look on YouTube and see if there's any old, like, Howard stuff to listen to.
Oh, it's all there.
And I listened to, literally, I didn't sleep for 2 extra hours because I was up listening to old Howard.
Sure.
Old Howard was so fucking good. And that's the reason why I wanted to do radios, because I thought Howard was so great. Right. And when I listened back to the old stuff, whether it was an interview or whether it was just screwing around with the people in the studio, whatever it was the best radio that you could possibly have. Mm-hmm. It was that entertaining and like it sucked you in. Even the arguments with somebody on the staff, it was just entertaining to listen to. Sure. Then forget about the naked women, which was great, all that kind of stuff. And then he told his life. He wasn't afraid to like just give his life story. Now his life story is ridiculously boring. He's married to a kind of hot model, I guess, but he's so terrible what he does anymore.
Well, you don't like hearing about the cat shelters and stuff?
I really don't. Don't.
The big interview with Jennifer Aniston or some other Hollywood douche that you really don't care about at all?
It's so bad. And when I sat back and I listened to all this stuff the other night on YouTube, I just couldn't help but get angry at him. Like, why am I angry? I'm angry at a celebrity who doesn't give a shit about me because of what he did to his program and what he did to fans of his that really followed him and were. I was heartbroken listening to it going, I cannot believe that I cared as much about that radio show as I did.
Dude, he sold us out. That's what he did. That is the definition of selling out your audience. Because he doesn't do anything that the audience he built would like. Nothing.
Howard is the new Dynamis now. Yeah, it was so bad. I was so bad to listen to, the old stuff and then think about what the new stuff is.
Well, I heard he just came back last week from his 3-month vacation from that tough 3-day-a-week work week he's already working.
Yeah. I mean, like, he's worse than a bank robber, dude. Like, he literally steals money and doesn't have to pull a gun. Like, he just steals money.
Well, is he stealing it or is Sirius just stupid?
Well, that too, but I think
that's real. The real question is, what is Sirius going to do when he leaves? Sirius might end up having to pay this guy $500,000 a year until he drops dead. Because if they lose him, the whole thing closes.
I was about to get it the other day again because it's like they were running a special like $5 a month.
Yeah.
And because I like listening to like a lot of college radio, like college football radio,
Okay.
and you can't get a lot of college football radio around, locally. And so, I was going to get it because I like listening more than just Ohio State games.
You have a phone, though. You can't get it on your phone?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I could try to look up where
On iHeart or TuneIn or one of those.
Yes, but I never really, I don't know. I mean, and I like sometimes having that variety of sports and music and everything that Sirius offers. And some of it's kind of interesting.
You just need some training on your phone.
I guess that's what it is. Because,
dude, literally, if you just put the Odyssey app as an example, that AUDACY, you'll get every CBS station in the country. You'll get every single one of them on that app. Between that and iHeart, you should be able to find any football game you want to listen to.
Maybe that's
or any sports talk, and that's just two.
I never thought about
just
that.
two of them. I mean, those two, and dude, podcasts. Like I was up late last night because I just couldn't sleep. Big shock. But I was reprogramming up Pocket Casts, which I'm switching from. I used to use Overcast as my podcast provider, and now I switched to Pocket Cast. It's just a different app, but Overcast just stopped working the way I want it to. So
I have Pocket Cast on my phone.
Pocket Cast. Well, at some point I bought a lifetime membership to it and then stopped using it. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I went back to it and I was going through last night. Dude, I have now, I must have 30, 40 podcasts that I'm subscribed to now. And it's all broken down by categories. It's all, where's my thing here? I'll show you. So, I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's my podcast and it scrolls.
Oh, wow.
I have a ton of podcasts, but I have all kinds of sports. I have Basket and Phelps. I have the Ken Carmen Show. I have Jim Rome Show. I have Adam the Bull Show. I have It's Always Game Day in Cleveland. And these upload every day. Pat McAfee.
I love that show.
Yeah, well, they're all out here. They're all on your podcast. You just need to get your sports fix, you just need to kind of redirect and stop. The reason I'm going through this whole mess is to tell you, a year and a half ago, I had the same exact urge you did. And I signed up. I bought Sirius for a year because they gave me some ridiculous special, $3 a month.
Right.
But it was 2 years. It was a two-year thing, $3 a month. I didn't have it 30 days before I called them and canceled it.
Wow.
Because it's terrible. There's so many commercials on it. It's worse than commercial radio for commercials. If you can believe that. It's just terrible now.
Well,
the old days are done.
I don't know. One of those days, one of those moods today, and I know that I'm not a good example for my daughter, apparently, which I found out.
Oh, fuck whoever said that. They can suck 10 bags of dead dicks.
You know what? Do you see what's behind me today?
Yeah. I've been there. I've been in it.
No, that's the Brown Stadium.
Oh, is it?
After yesterday's debacle.
Well, it was a good game, wasn't it?
Oh, if anybody is joining the show for the first time. Jack.
There you go. No, go one up. This one. The Dofu app. I'm not familiar with that, but you can get any sports event for free.
I'm going to look that up. If anybody hasn't been watching the show, I did make a bet with one of your friends, and I guess I'll consider him a friend of mine, John Drake.
Yes.
John Bloomdoggy, who usually does our Browns reports. I don't know if he's going to do them this year for us.
He will if we ask him. I haven't asked him.
But it's going to be a lot of reporting on Browns losing and Browns sucking ass. Because we made a bet. Last year I lost, and I had to eat asparagus for the first time, and it was a disaster. But this year we have made a bet on crickets, and whoever loses will have to eat 2 boxes of crickets.
That's right.
And I bet that the Browns are only going to win 4 games this year. And good old Bloomdoggy John said they were going to win, what, 10? 10?
Yeah, I think 11.
Yeah, I
think he said 11.
I think he did say 11. So 11 games. If you watched that yesterday, they might not win a half this year.
Oh, stop it. See, this is where you go overboard. I watched the whole game. I'm not going to say that I didn't. I'm not going to say that it was a good game or anything to the sort. It was not. It was definitely a terrible, terrible, terrible experience.
They may not win a half of football.
This is you. This is why you're going to be eating the crickets and him. You're both going to eat crickets this year. But
they may have had their only lead of the year when they scored the field goal at the beginning of the game.
You're just kind of overlooking a lot of obvious. Okay. Wait a minute. Before I start, I'm going to say this.
Go ahead.
Deshaun Watson sucks. He's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. So I'm going to start by saying that. But you're also playing a 12-win perennial playoff team whose quarterback just signed the richest contract in history yesterday.
Yeah, you know whose contract he beat? Our quarterback's richest contract of all time.
I get that. I'm not defending Deshaun. Deshaun was absolutely fucking terrible. And there's actually a video out there of Joel Bitonio, like Deshaun went to help him up off the ground and he swatted his fucking hand away. Yeah. He didn't even want to be helped.
I heard Joe Thomas today, former Hall of Fame lineman, say that that's a bunch of bullshit, that linemen don't like to be helped up off the ground because they can't get up like that. They need to get up on their legs, on their knees and stuff, because they're fat and so they're not going to be able to get up. And they could injure the quarterback by trying to get up like that. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody on that team wants anything to do with that quarterback because he's a pathetic piece of crap.
He's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. I'm certainly not going to defend Watson on any level. I'm not defending him. But I'm going to remind you that this was a playoff team. Now, I watched some bad teams yesterday. Did you watch that Steeler-Falcons game ahead of it?
I did watch that game.
Those were two really bad teams.
I think both of them, I thought Justin Fields looked like twice the quarterback that we have in Deshaun Watson.
Now you're talking shit. See, now you're talking from the place where you want it to be. Because Justin Fields looked every bit as lousy as Deshaun Watson. He sucks. That team didn't score any touchdowns. In case you didn't notice, they won a game without scoring a touchdown.
I saw two really good defenses and two really bad offenses yesterday playing that game.
You didn't see two really good defenses. You saw two really bad offenses. And TJ Watt. That's what you saw.
We're going to go down my fantasy team here shortly because, they blow. I mean, I had Jordan Love as a quarterback. Now he's done. He's done for like 4 weeks. He gets hurt. If I pick you on my fantasy team, you're fucked. I picked the Browns defense to be my defense for this year on my fantasy team. I might as well pick you and I to be the defense. I mean, it was a pathetic display.
It was a terrible game. I'm not defending anything. Dude, you're singing to the choir here. I put 1,000% of this blame yesterday on Stefanski. This fucking guy just didn't have his team ready to play. He didn't put them out there on the field during the preseason. None of them. And they played just like they hadn't played with each other all year.
We know Watson has been playing with a lot of people throughout the year.
Well, you know what, ladies of Cleveland? Start jerking this guy off.
Absolutely.
Please. Start fucking finding him in the bar and tell him that you'll fucking jerk his dick if he wins a game. Come on, ladies. Step up for the team. Take one for the team, as they say. It's just come.
Sure, we're going to get into some politics talk here shortly, but
I'm sure we will. But
Clint, I'm asking you a question. He said he's ready for the Niners game tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop Jordan Love because obviously he's a mess and he's not going to be. He's injured, not going to be playing for at least 4 weeks. And should I pick up Brock Purdy? He's available in my draft.
You should have picked up Brock Purdy long before you even had Jordan Love.
No, Brock Purdy. The guy hasn't proven anything in the NFL.
What?
He's got a superstar team around him, and I think he's going to come back down to earth and suck. But I'd rather have him over who I have.
Brock Purdy is a really good quarterback, dude. Are you kidding me? 2 years, the guy hasn't made a mistake. That's long enough to think that it's not a flash in the pan.
Do you realize that Baker Mayfield had an all-star performance yesterday, and
against arguably the worst team in football? But go ahead.
We have Deshaun Watson.
Go ahead.
Of course, I would start John Drake over Deshaun Watson. I would start you over Deshaun Watson. The guy is pathetic. The defense looked like shit yesterday. Nobody can catch a ball. You can't blame Stefanski because they can't catch. Nobody can.
I can blame Stefanski because the team had no chemistry at all. The offense had no chemistry. Why? Because this guy didn't play them all preseason.
Okay, there were other teams that did the exact same thing and didn't look like they were first graders.
And again, who does that fall? See, and this is where I know more football than you do. You have a whole new scheme. You have new coaches, for God's sakes. Significant changes. And you don't put these guys out there to get a feel when it doesn't matter. That is terrible coaching.
I don't care if you know more.
Stefanski is a terrible coach.
I don't care if you know more football than I do, but what I'm telling you is these guys have been playing football since they were in the first fucking grade, and they don't know how to line up right. They don't know.
And I agree. But who does that fall on? That falls on the coaching.
How does that? Dude, a coach isn't out there playing the game. These players need to do their jobs.
Dude, you never saw those penalties in the old days. You never, when you were, do you remember the old Dallas Cowboys when Tom Flores, not Tom Flores, what was his name? The guy with the hat that was the coach. And they used to in sync, line up and do the whole movements to get in formation. Those guys had it down. This fucking Kevin Stefanski doesn't yell at anybody. He's all mild-mannered, and these guys they've taken his attitude. It's like, well, maybe the next play will be better. There's no urgency. There's no fucking aggression. None.
I agree with Brian here. Did the NFL have a vote for Kamala on the field? No, but the Browns and Kamala both suck fucking dick. So,
how about, did you see, I'm sure you saw it, did you see that awful commercial that Kamala's running about we need to have a progressive economy and it's like, you've been in charge for 3.5 years, you bitch. Where is all this stuff? She's like, well, under my administration, we'll do this and that. It's like, we've been under your administration for 3 fucking years.
It's really bad when the people that are, when she's telling you that we're going to fix all the problems that you created.
Yeah, they're your problems, you bitch. She's a goddamn disaster.
Are we done with Browns?
Yeah, we could be done with Browns.
Fucking bad.
They're going to win more than 4 games, though.
There's no way they win more than 4 games.
They will win. They will beat. I think they play the Washington Commanders, right?
Jacksonville next.
Well, I'm just saying in general. I believe they play Washington. That's a win. If they don't win that game, then I'll be eating a box of crickets just to fucking. I'll take that bet right now.
I'll go with that bet. They're going to their rookie quarterback is better than all 3 of ours.
No, he isn't. He was awful yesterday.
You watch.
They'll beat the Bears.
Are you kidding me?
They'll beat the Bears. That guy was God.
Yesterday.
Tell me you weren't secretly happy to see Caleb Williams just suck.
Oh, yeah, I don't like that guy.
I fucking hate him, and I was certainly glad to see him go. What'd he do, like 8 for 20 for 53 yards or something? He was terrible.
He's a whiny little nail polish wearing
faggot. I'll say it. Faggot. He's terrible. But yeah, the Browns were terrible yesterday. I'm not going to make any excuses for it at all. They were god awful. But to start saying, well, the season's over and they're not going to win a half, dude, you're dreaming. They're going to play some terrible teams.
Get rid of Stefanski. I agree. Ship him out of here.
Yeah, he's lousy. I agree too. I mean, I know he got two coach of the year things. I don't care. What have you done for me today? Mike Tomlin's considered a great coach. Hasn't won a fucking playoff game in 10 years.
How long is it going to take to build that dome?
Probably 3 years.
All right, so you know what I do if I'm Jimmy Haslam? I just lose. I lose, and I keep losing, and I just keep losing. I build that dome stadium, and I keep picking up first-round picks because we suck and I just keep losing. Lose on purpose for the next 5 years. And when you open up that dome, you have a whole bunch of first-rounders ready to go.
Dude, they already did that. It didn't work. The team got better. The team got better with Miles and all that, but that's what they did do. Remember 0-16, 1-15 the year before that?
Do it again. We can do better than 0-16. Now it's 0-17. They play 17.
Now it'll be better.
It'll be better. So we're going to do 0-17 like 3 years in a row, stock up draft picks, and then come back in the dome with a good team.
You still need somebody to coach those draft picks on how to play the game. That's the problem.
The Browns won the second half yesterday, 14-13. They're not going to win another one.
Why are we talking about winning halves?
Because they suck that bad.
Winning halves, that was garbage time from the second quarter on.
And you're talking about, you think the Dallas Cowboys are the be-all, end-all of NFL football? They didn't make it anywhere last year with the playoffs, and then they lost.
Went to the Dallas will be in the championship game this year.
If we had
Dallas
Joe
is
Flacco,
damn good, man. That's a damn good team.
If we had Flacco, we might have won that game yesterday.
Enough with Flacco. Flacco's 106 years old.
And better than anybody we have on the roster.
No, he's not better than Jameis Winston.
If Tom Brady would have walked out of that booth last night in his suit, he would have been better than anybody we had on the field.
All right, just for the record, too, how bad was he as an announcer?
I didn't hear. I was listening on the radio the entire time.
Oh, okay. He... And they talked all about it in the workup that him and the other guy that was with him did like 75 practice games, 75. And he was stale as a rice cake that's been left on a counter for a year. I mean, he was just, and I get it. He's probably nervous, a little I know he's Tom Brady, greatest of all time, blah, 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 blah. He was clearly nervous. He was listening way too much to whoever was in his ear, telling him, oh, talk about this guy or that guy or whatever they do, whatever their thing is. But he was bad yesterday, man. Just, I mean, what's his name? Kevin, was it Kevin Harlan or Kevin somebody, whatever his name was?
Right.
There was a lot of times where that guy was just like, well, Tom, don't you mean that he was like, like he was jumping into doing the Tom Brady part too? And in my head, I was thinking, this fucking guy just made $2 million to suck this bad.
Yeah, he's like, what, $300 million contract?
He makes $2 million a game.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
$2 million a game. And I was just like, damn, $2 million a game. I could call it this good.
You're right. Whoever said that I suck as a role model for my daughter, and I hope that my daughter does much better than me in life. They're right. I hope they do as well as Tom Brady.
Who doesn't?
I mean, I was out working my third job yesterday during the Browns game, and I think I made $60 the entire game. So, Tom Brady made $2 million. I made $60. I was happy with what I made, but yeah.
Well, you and Tom, I'm kind of equals.
We're almost. I could actually do a better radio broadcast than he could, though. That's what's sad.
You were both on the clock at the same time. That's
both
good.
On the clock, same time, and we were only off by like that much for financial gain.
Just a couple of decimal points. That's all.
Yeah, whatever.
How sick is that they paid this fucking guy $375 million for 10 years?
Like he needed
sight
it
unseen. And sight unseen, though.
The guy didn't even need it.
They had no idea. The only thing, unless I'm mistaken, that he ever did in broadcasting was he did these little 5-minute hits on Monday Night Football for Westwood One, where it was like every Monday they'd be, and on with us is Tom Brady. Tom, you won another game. And he's talking about his own game. I don't get it.
That guy's got
good for him.
Man. You know what? There are so many reasons. I mean, I believe in God, right? And there's a lot of things that that I truly believe, and I believe that in a higher power. I believe in Jesus. I believe in the good Lord, and I pray every day, literally. And I know a lot of people don't believe that about me because I have a foul mouth and I love to look at women, and I do a lot of bad things probably that aren't really Christian-like. However, I do pray literally every single day. And I don't know where God gets off giving people like Tom Brady fucking everything. I mean, he gets good looks, athletic ability, and like makes more money doing broadcasting than he made playing football.
Yeah.
He was given everything in life. He's the only person that would sit there and go, you know what? I'm done with this supermodel. I'm going to go on to the next.
Well, and gave him the brains on how to handle it.
Right.
Did you hear that when what's her name went for Discovery to try and divide the assets, that every asset he owned was in his mother's name?
Oh, God.
So he was smart enough even before he got married to put it all in his mom's name so she can't take any of it.
He's brilliant.
Fucking brilliant.
God blessed him with literally everything, and I don't understand.
He must have a fucking 1.5-inch dick.
That's something.
Something has to be, or 6 toes or something.
It's not true. He's probably built like a fucking rhino down there, and it really upsets the hell out of me because
there's got to be something wrong though. There has to be. He's got to have a second pinky or something.
Okay, I would take everything else that he has and have a second pinky. You can give me 4 pinkies for all I care. It wouldn't bother me. I mean,
there has to be something wrong with him. Has to be.
Seriously, I wonder, where did I go wrong with the good Lord that I didn't get? I couldn't have been that bad of a kid that he decided to fuck me for the rest of my life.
Maybe it was your dad.
I mean,
maybe he's fucking your dad over by having you not be
ass.
Tom Brady.
I guess that could be it.
Maybe that's the key.
I guess, but why put me through the perpetual hell just to get back at him?
Collateral damage, man.
That's an awfully vengeful God that I don't really want to believe in.
Look, if you don't believe God is vengeful, then you haven't read the Bible right. God is a very vengeful God.
I'm right. I get that, but I sit back and I look. I'm not bitching. I mean, there's a lot of people that have a lot worse than I do. I actually consider losing my leg a blessing in a lot of different ways.
Sure.
I think it's done a lot of good for me, and sometimes more good than bad. And so there are things that I think that sometimes you want to look at, and it's a blessing in disguise, as they say.
Sure.
So I'm not going to bitch and say that God didn't give me anything, but he certainly didn't give me the Tom Brady life, which would have been nice. At least give me 6 months of Tom Brady life. I mean, a little bit of Tom Brady life would have been, kind of nice for me. Everybody should get a little bit of Tom Brady life.
But if you did, you might find yourself dead. Who knows? If you had $100 million in the bank, you might blow yourself up on coke and die in no time.
And that's where I guess I am thankful, because what little money I have fucked up a lot of things with. But if I had Tom Brady money, you're right. I'd have been dead already.
I've always thought that if I had Tom Brady money, I would absolutely die, because I would be doing X and coke until my fucking heart stopped.
Between the hookers, blow, and fast food, I'd be dead of something. Heart attack, brain exploding, or some sort of venereal disease. I would have something that would have killed me by now. I would have had herpes that would actually engulf my entire body, and I would have died. Yeah. Something awful would have happened to me if I had Tom Brady money. So maybe I'm blessed that I didn't.
Yeah, maybe, or something even worse. I mean, by having that money, somebody could have kidnapped your daughter, and held you for ransom.
I think I would have had kids if I had Tom Brady money.
Well, who said that you got it at first?
Tom Brady. That's the only way that he went wrong. No offense to children. I love my daughter more than anything itself, more than anything in the entire world. But if you got Tom Brady looks, Tom Brady money, Tom Brady athletic ability, what the fuck are you doing having kids?
What are you doing getting married, for that matter? What a dope.
Too. But I guess you have the money then to pay for the people to take care of the kids, so you're not up at 3:00 in the morning. You have nannies and all that kind of stuff, and then you have a hush money enough that you can have sex with as many hookers as you want without getting found out. So I guess it's all right to have kids for Tom Brady, but he's got it fucked up somewhere, right? Where did he fuck up?
By getting married.
But he handled that.
He handled it, but it's still a black mark on his career, on his life. It's a public black mark, and I mean, he's had some public black marks, the Deflategate thing, and he is a known cheater.
Yeah, but how many people actually said? Look, they did a roast of Tom Brady, and it was in an arena. I mean,
yeah. Look, again, I'm not
to see the guy.
I'm not trying to say that he's a pariah by any stretch. I mean, he landed on his feet, and who knows, dude? He might go through all this, and I'll equate it to Kobe. Kobe did some bad shit, but he also lived the Kobe life. And how'd that end? With the side of a mountain finding his helicopter.
Yeah, but I don't think. I mean, do you think that was God planned? That he died that way. I mean,
well, it depends on how far you believe it. You either believe that it's all divine or none divine.
Okay, but look, if Kobe did die in a horrific way, but maybe God was getting him back for a little thing called raping a woman. I mean, there are things out there that I mean, Tom Brady has had the life as far as you don't hear anything really bad about the guy other than getting divorced. That's a commonplace now. Everybody gets
it doesn't mean that he hasn't done bad things. It just means that he's kept it better quiet, too. We don't know. We have no idea. I don't think he has. I think he's just...
Like LeBron James. LeBron James would be almost close to Tom Brady life because you don't hear a ton bad about him.
You don't hear nothing bad about him except he's cheap.
He's cheap, and, I believe that he is racist and hates cops and stuff like that. But I mean, my opinion, anyways, is that he is racist and hates cops. But so you don't hear a ton bad about him other than he's a flopper and kind of a douche. But so I mean, LeBron James is close to Tom Brady lifestyle.
Yeah,
I don't think he's as good looking as Tom Brady.
But let's be honest. We're 99% sure that all these guys at that level, they're all fucking scumbags that cheat on their wives and. Come on. Do you really think that LeBron James is spending 6 months a year traveling from city to city and going, only getting pussy from his wife when he gets home every fucking 3 weeks? Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, like this guy. This guy is living Tom Brady lifestyle. DJ Greg Mack.
DJ Greg Mack is.
DJ Greg Mack almost lives Tom Brady lifestyle. I mean, he's DJing all over the place. He's only been doing this Twitch thing for like a month or whatever. He's already getting like subscription to getting a page handle on Twitch because of all the shit that he's got. I mean, I made 35 cents doing this show.
Well, at least you made 35 cents.
That's true. I'm almost DJ Greg Mack quality.
Maybe we should bring back the Subway hats.
If we brought back the Subway hats, we'd probably be better off.
The green Subway hats for the green screen. That was a great idea.
But DJ Greg Mack is almost living a Tom Brady lifestyle.
He is.
I'd like to live Tom Brady.
He's leading the Tim Brady lifestyle.
Yeah. Tom Brady's distant cousin.
Right.
I'd take that lifestyle.
Yeah, at this point, me too. Yeah, I have no idea. I know nothing about Tom Brady.
What's wrong with that, though? I mean, so what? So he dumped a wife and then she's pregnant with his kid, and then he pays her to go away. He can get away with that. Trump can't, but he can get away with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Who knows? He'll fuck up somehow. He'll get a DWI and kill a family or something.
I don't have any side hoes, though. No, you don't now. I know your stories, Greg. You DJ'd in flats. Everybody had side hoes.
And DJs get a lot of side hoes.
Yeah.
We're not saying you're done yet.
For whatever reason, people think that DJs make money and stuff. I don't know. My wife did. It's the only reason I got a good-looking wife, dude. She thought I made money. She thought I was kind of living Tom Brady lifestyle. When she found it out, now she's like, okay, not going to touch this guy ever again.
Fuck him.
We'll move along here. Ride this out to the age of 18 for the daughter, and then we got to go.
And then out of here.
And out.
Well, at least now you got equity with that house.
I know.
Going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere.
You're there. She's taking half of it.
She was my wife. She tried to take half of it. She'd have to pick left or right because I wouldn't be selling it. I'd be cutting it in half.
Anyways. All right. So we got some clips and stuff, right?
We do. Why don't we try and make some money?
Yeah.
And then we'll come back and do that. Does that work? All right. So hang tight, folks. We'll be back if I can find the commercials. We'll be back with more, with some goofy shit here in a minute. It is the Seth Williams Show.
Seth Williams loves this land, stands tall and proud. Believes in freedom, speaks his mind out loud. mentored by Triv, he learned to be tough. Life knocked him down, but he got back up. Lost a leg, but he's still strong and true, chasing dreams under skies of red, white, and blue. Voting for Trump, he shouts it clear. WTAM tried to bring him down, but he's still here. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air. Hates LeBron James, won't wear that crown. Prefers hard work and blue jeans in this town. Radio waves try to shut him up, but Seth keeps singing, filling that cup. From the small town streets to the mountain high, Seth sees the flag waving, reaching for the sky. He keeps on fighting with a rebel yell, for every fallen soldier and the stories they tell. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air. From the small town streets to the mountain high, Seth sees the flag waving, reaching for the sky. He keeps on fighting with a rebel yell, for every fallen soldier and the stories they tell. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air.
It's the album that shocked the world, Judas Priest's Turbo. In 1986, when heavy metal embraced the glam of hair metal, Judas Priest followed suit, unleashing Turbo. It divided fans, rocked MTV, and sparked controversy that still echoes today. In Cause and Effect Turbo, Chris Aiken dives deep into the making of this polarizing album, sharing insider stories and personal memories from that explosive era. Whether you loved it or you hated it, Turbo left its mark on heavy metal history. Relive the controversy. Get your copy now at chrisaiken.net or on Amazon.